So good evening, welcome everyone. And we'll start with the breath regulator. So feet together and slow breath in. Out. In. Out. Extending upwards from the waist as we breathe in. And once more. And as we breathe slowly, our mind becomes calm, which in turn helps the heart to become calm. And I just need to spotlight my video before we go on. Sorry about that. Where do I do that? Spotlight, okay. Okay, and swinging arms, stepping out to a comfortable shoulder width. Knees off lock, sitting on the horse, so tuck the stomach in slightly, tuck the tailbone in slightly, arms relaxed. Winding down. And just checking this, the posture again in the horse stance and swinging the arms sideways. Hand up to the shoulder. Winding down. And the butterfly. Shoulders back, opening the top of the chest. Turning left. Back to the center. Hands down. And just got to put my hat back on. The one thing, the top of my head disappears into the sky. Okay, so we'll do rotation, starting with the wrists. reverse, elbow rotations, and reverse. Just gripping the chi ball with each hand, gripping with the fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down, arm rotation, still gripping with the fingertips. This engages the tendons. Big circle. And reverse. Other side. And reverse. And waist rotations, knees off lock, big circle. And reverse. Back to the center, ankle rotations. Reverse. Other side. Reverse. Change sides. Taking the support leg off lock and kicking the heel back. Other side. Okay, good. And stretches. How are you going, Kate? You're looking pretty coordinated to me.
One-legged squats.
We're going to skip the squats tonight. I've got a bit of a sore hip, so we're going to skip those two. Thanks, Annette.
Right, good.
We'll go straight into the stretches. So heels together, feet making a V shape, hands resting comfortably behind, and just standing tall. Bring the shoulders back and lift the head up, and keep the neck extended, and chin down, gently stretching the back of the neck. Center, chin up, stretch the front of the neck. Center, chin down. Center and up. And center, looking over the shoulder. Center, turn. Center, turn. Center and turn. And center, ear towards the shoulder, relax and stretch. Center. Center, keeping the shoulders back. Center. And center. And that screaming is a peacock, by the way. It's not somebody being killed next door. Did you hear that scream?
Yes, did. Yes.
Yeah, it's
What
quite
a
loud.
peacock.
Yeah, they've got peacocks here. I wish one would walk past because they're so beautiful.
Yes.
But that would be expecting a bit too much. Anyway, stepping out with the feet shoulder width. We'll do lifting the skies. So circle in front and push the palms up. Big stretch up, looking up, and release. 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 And once more. And release. Side stretches, one hand up, one down, big stretch, hold. Shoulders back and breathe out, change sides. Breathe in. Change. Change. Hands down. Bending the bow. stretch and hold, and release. 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 And release. Swinging the weight, big circle. And reverse. Reverse. And once more. And back to the center, rise up slowly. Heels together again. And lift the arms. Palms running down the back of the legs, stretch and hold. Just keep breathing gently. We'll take a few breaths here. Just relax into the stretch. And bend the knees, rise up slowly. And stepping out wide, sinking into the horse stance, left hand forward, other hand at the hip. Breathe in, hold the breath. Breathe out. Hands back, down, rise up. Feet back to shoulder width. Bending backwards, breathing out in 7 short breaths, supporting the lower back. Big breath in and back. Rise up and bend forward and rising up again. Okay, we'll have a shake out there. So that's our warm-ups, Kate. And I'll just grab a sip of water. Might like to do the same.
Yes. And there's towels in the basket as well.
Okay, now I'll just check the time. Oh, good for time.
5:54.
Yeah. All right, so we'll go straight into the lotus. We're going to focus on the details of the lotus tonight, as I mentioned last week. To start with, the correct opening form is we start with the feet parallel and together if you can. It's not critical, but at least parallel. And then we just sort of take the weight onto the balls of the feet, lift the heels, we push the heels out, and then we lift the toes and bring the toes parallel. So we end up at a narrow shoulder width, comfortable shoulder width, and ideally with the toes pointing inwards slightly, or at least parallel. Okay, and throughout the form, as same with the warm-ups, we keep the hands rounded, and it's like we're actually holding a sphere with each hand. So there's a little bit of tension. It should not be locked up by any means, but the hand should not be soft. The tendons should be engaged. Actually, the muscles are relaxed, but we engage the tendons by actually gripping with the fingertips. And it's like you're actually holding something. And so there's just that little bit of tension in the hands. That tension allows the tendons to open, as I mentioned, and that spreads out through the body. The chi then can flow through the tendons, and we get our strength in Tai Chi from our tendons, not from our muscles. Okay, so both hands are holding a chi ball in each hand. And it's a little bit, I know I mentioned this so many times because it's very easy to forget the hands when we're focusing on some other part of the form. But we want to try and maintain that throughout the form and throughout all the Qigong forms. Some of the Tai Chi forms have a different shape with the hand, which directs the Qi to different parts. But in Qigong, we have just the rounded shape. Okay, we start with the hands by the sides and lightly connecting to the thighs. The middle finger will line up with the seam on the pants, and this helps to straighten us up. So if your hands are forward, you tend to be slumped forward. But when you bring the hands to that central position, to the middle finger, to the seam, it sort of makes the shoulders line up to an upright position. So that's our starting position. And the first, actually I mentioned too, just before we start, the tongue should be curled up, connected to the roof of the mouth, just behind the top front teeth. Keep that connection there. We breathe in and out through the nose. So the first form is leading with the wrists, and with the elbows pointing down, we just lift the arms in front like so. And then we push the hands down to hip height. Okay, it's a fairly standard opening form. We start with the legs straight and we lift. So leading with this part of the wrist here. And so the hand points down slightly. And then actually at the top, we extend forward a little bit. And this straightens the wrist. And then coming back down again, the hands come down and in at the same time. We lead with the underneath part of the wrist. At the same time, this is where we need to bend our legs and sink into the horse stance. Okay, we need to pay particular attention to our elbows in this one. The tendency is that when we lift the arms, the elbows point out because that's how you would normally lift your arms, but we want to actually try and keep them pointing straight down. So there's a little bit of bend here, and it's not pointing out but pointing straight down. As soon as we lift our elbow even a little bit, that brings in muscle tension in the upper arm, and that blocks the chi flow. So we want to keep the muscles relaxed and just use the tendons. Try and get a sense of using the tendons to move the arms. So it's up, extend a little bit to the front, and then we push down. And as we sink down, as I mentioned, we bend the knees, but very important that we sink into the horse stance. So we don't want to tuck the tailbone out. We want to push the tailbone straight down. So this part of the back remains open. If we point the tailbone out, this part of the back will close. And if you hold it closed for a while, it becomes quite sore. So if you do notice pain in the lower back there, it could be to do with your posture when you sink down. Okay.
So 24. The start of the 24, basically. The hand movement.
It is exactly the same as the 24. Yes, correct.
Yes, right.
Obviously, the opening the feet is different.
Yes.
And the hand position is different. In 24, we do the yang style hands.
Yes.
But apart from that, the opening from the arms are the same.
Leading from the wrist and down, yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. Good point.
Cool.
Okay, so let's just do that much together to start with. So let's start with the feet together. And we'll always check the feet, check the hands, check the shoulders, and commence. So we open the heels, open the toes, and leading with the wrists, extend and push down, sink down into the horse stance. All right, we'll just have a little rest there. So I'll just explain the next movement. And but just to save you staying in the horse stance for too long, because that can be tiring as well, just to explain, after we bring the hands down here, we stay in the horse stance and we do turtle treads water, which means we bring the hands out and around, and then with the palms sort of pushing forward, we do that movement there. So let's try that together. Not much to explain about that one, but let's do the commencement form together, while waving the hands through the clouds, down to hip height, and we stay in the horse stance. Hands go forward and out, the palms forward, and actually here we rise up and sink down again. We cross the wrists with, should be your right hand underneath. I'm doing the mirror image here. So right hand underneath. So the main thing to remember there is that after we sink down after the first one, we stay down and we push. At this point here, as we push forward, that's when we rise up again and we sink down again at this point here. And I just need to have a sip of water. Do you have any mozzie repellent? I'm getting a bit eaten here.
Perils of being outside.
Yes, that's right. So, okay, that's waving the hands through the clouds, turtle treads water, and the next one, snow rabbit digs the earth. So with this one, just check the hands are curved still, and we lift the hands. The hands should connect, by the way, to the wrists.
But you're
And then
saying
we
that
lift.
part. Yeah.
Yep, your left underneath. And we lift the hands so that the palms are facing in. And then we roll the hands to face out. And we do this circle. Yeah, this is the only really tricky bit.
Really?
Yeah, so after we join, we lift and roll the hands,
Got it.
circle. Yeah, so it's all one movement, of course. We join and lift and then roll the palms out, keeping the wrists together. And then we do that circle where we rotate both hands. And with beginners, we would keep our hands, our wrists connected physically. But once you get used to the movement, we would have a little bit of space between the wrists so they're not touching. But initially we would learn it with the wrist touching just to help us locate where the body parts are. So yeah, let's just do that much together. So after that one, we've got snow rabbit, lift, roll, and circle, like so. And now, while you're doing this one, you should feel the tendons in your arm. The tendency is to lose that bit of tension in the fingertips here. So we'll do it again, but try and keep that bit of tension in. And this one is sort of like we're getting a bit of a stretch with the joints in the arm, the wrists and elbow and shoulders. But if you do it without any tension, there's no stretching. It's just too soft. So let's try that again. So after we join the wrists together, we lift, turn, gripping with the hands gently. You should feel the arms engaged. And then we stop there. So let's put all of that together so far, what we've done so far. So after we've stepped out, feet to shoulder width, and raise the arms through the clouds to start. Turtle treads water, stay down until we push the arms out. We rise up here, sink down again, stay down. Turn the palms, circle, gripping with the fingers. And from here we separate the hands. Hands come out to shoulder width. And we bring the hands in towards the hips. And we'll go into the next move, which is scooping. And we rise up as we scoop and lift. And this movement is pretty straightforward. It's just a straight movement from the hips up to shoulder height. And then spreading the water far. And with that one, it's very straightforward again. We just bring the hands out to the sides. Just check that your elbows are sunk and not sticking out. So elbows sunk, relaxed upper arms. Still got a little bit of tension in the fingertips. And you should feel a little bit of tension in the forearms as well from the gripping. Okay, so we'll do that bit again. We'll go from turtle treads water, snow rabbit, and separate. Getting ready for scooping water, or Fair Maiden Scoops Water is the full name. And then spreading the water far. Excellent. Let's put all of that together. And we're going well for time. We should get this finished today, which is the plan. So starting with we'll go right from the start. So checking the feet, hands, shoulders, and preparation step, heels and toes. Raise the arms through the clouds to start. Check the elbows. Sink down, stay down. Turtle treads water. Push forward and rise up. Cross the wrists. Lift, turn the palms out. Snow rabbit digs the earth. Scooping water. Spreading it far. Okay, we'll move to the next form. Lotus flowers form. With this one, we just bring the hands up over the head, forming hollow fists. Pull down, and then push up again. And similar to before with the fists, we make a hollow fist, so you should be able to see through the fist, and we have the thumb over the first two fingers, like so. That's it. So that's it's grabbing the energy and pulling it down. And then we release, palms up. And we separate. Can you see me okay?
Yes, we can.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This light is on now, so plenty of light. Excellent. So just let me demonstrate that. So after this one, we've got the scooping water, spreading it far, lotus flowers form and blossom. Okay. So for the next one, we want to bring our left hand to the center of the chest, like in the prayer position, and the other hand in the armchair position.
Oh, armchair.
Yeah, so imagine you're watching TV while holding a Qi ball. Okay, and at this point, we would be back in the horse stance. So, yeah, after with this one, we sink down, rise up again, we sink back down again. And hands in position so that there's a little bit of space here with the hand, and the elbow should not be behind the body, should be lining up with the center, or at least forward of the center of the body. So it's a bit more forward than you would think it is. And the other elbow should also end up forward of the center line here. And then we do a little twist to that way with the other hands.
Yes, that's right. We go to the right.
We're doing mirror image, so.
Yeah, we go to the right.
Yes, you should be going to your right. So often the Tai Chi forms start to the left, but this one, we actually do this move to the right first and then to the left. And while we're doing this, just check that you've still got your grip with your fingertips, because this allows us to get a little bit of a twisting stretch in the waist. We want to feel a bit of a twist. And then we swap the hands over, coming back to the center, and still gripping, and we twist. And you'll find if you just sort of extend the hands a little bit in the direction they're going, you can add a little bit of stretch to it. Okay, and let's stop there for a moment, and we'll go from the top again to that point. Following along, okay, Kate? Yeah, good. You look like an expert to me. Sure you haven't done this before? All right. Checking the feet, hands, shoulders, and heels out, toes out. Raising the arms through the clouds to start. Turtle treads water. Snow rabbit digs the earth. Roll the palms, circle, and separate. Scooping water, spreading it far. Lotus flowers form and blossom. Press the wind. Other side. Okay, and then we're going to roll the palms up, and we just rest one palm on the other in front, and just pay a bit of attention to this, because the tendency is that we just sort of join the fingers to the palm. It's supposed to cross a bit more so that the back of your palm, which is this part of the hand, should line up with the palm. So it's the back of the hand on the palm. The fingers will extend beyond the palm. Hands are still curved. And this one's called Lift the Sky and Press the Earth. So it's very straightforward. We just lift the hands up to chin height, and then roll the palms to face down. And we bend from the waist with the legs straight. And we just gently stretch down by pushing down at this point. Okay. And I just need to change my angle here. So we've got, lift the sky, press the earth. So we should feel a little bit of stretch in the back of the legs with this one. And then scooping from the sea. So we go into a squat position, and how far you squat is up to you. It's a personal thing. And we just do this like a gathering motion. Gathering motion, and rise up. That's scooping from the sea. So we'll just do those couple together. So it's lifting the sky up to chin height. Try not to lift your shoulders. Press the earth, bending from the waist, legs on lock. A little stretch, and then scooping from the sea. We rise up at that point. All right, we'll go on to the next form as well, which is a diagonal stretch. And we just bring the hands, starting with your left hand on top. And with this one, very important to try and keep the torso square. Tendency is to sort of twist the body here, but we don't get as good a stretch as if we keep the torso directly square to the front and extend from the fingertips. And then other side, we just bring the hands near each other in the center. And the other side, again, keep the torso square.
Oh, yeah.
And sorry, Annette?
Oh, I started to twist.
With this one, actually, we look past the top hand with each side, which is different to the side stretches, which we do in the warm-ups. As the side stretches is more of sort of a straight up and down, and we look past the lower hand. So it's a different stretch. It's much more diagonal, and we're looking at the top hand. And then we finish that one. We join the wrists together again and check the hands. Snow rabbit digs the earth. Oh no, this one's plough the earth.
Yes.
First one is dig. And it's a little bit simpler because we're already sort of in this position here. So it's just a matter of rolling both hands like so. And it's the top hand goes on top of the lower wrist. And then let's just circle around. And we bring the hands back to the hips again. And how are we going for time? Very good. Almost finished. So let's just try it from the last couple of moves. Let's go into the Lotus Flowers Form and Blossom. Press the wind, knees off lock so the waist can turn. Other side. Palms up. Line up the palms, lift the sky. Roll the hands, press the earth. Little stretch and then squat down, scooping from the sea. Diagonal flying, looking past the top hand, torso straight, other side. And snow rabbit, the top wrist goes over the other wrist and circle. Hands back to the sides. And to finish off, we roll the hands to like the starting position, and then we lift, same as in the starting form, and back to center. Hands back to the starting position. So that's the whole form, the Lotus Qigong Form. And very well done, Kate. You did really well. So what we'll do is we'll run through the form 3 times as a practice, but also as a little bit of a wind down or a cool down for us. And then we'll just do the closing form. So we've got just the right amount of time to do all of that. So getting ready, just try and find a good spot. Yeah. Okay, so including the preparation steps, so checking the feet, hands, shoulders, and preparation step, raising the arms through the clouds to start. Stay down, turtle treads water, rise up. Snow rabbit, digs the earth. Fair maiden scoops water, rise up here. Spreads it far. Lotus flowers form. And blossom. Press the wind, once on each side. And palms up, line up the palms, lift the sky, press the earth. Scooping from the sea, diagonal flying. Other side. Cross the wrists, snow rabbit plows the earth. And roll the palms, raise the arms through the clouds to finish. So we'll continue on. That takes us back to the turtle. Snow rabbit. Scooping water, spreading it far. Lotus. Press the wind. Lift the sky, press the earth. Scoop. Diagonal stretch. Other side. Snow rabbit. Roll the palms, raise the arms through the clouds to start again. Roll the palms, raise the arms through the clouds to finish this time. And feet together. Do the closing form 3 times. And this time, legs, feet together. And hi, Jenny. Okay, and
Hi, Konrad.
yeah, we're just wrapping up now. So we've run out of time, but any questions or comments? Was that useful for everyone? Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, very, yeah. Yeah, no, it was good. That detail was, yeah,
Excellent.
explains some things.
All right.
Thank you, Konrad. That was good.
Yeah. Okay, Marie-Christine. All right, so we'll just do the salute to finish with. And thank you very much, everyone. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for participating. And we'll see you next week. The plan is actually next week we're going to look at the details of holding the world and the Chi ball exercise, or Wu Chi. So, yeah, thanks everyone. I'm just going to stop the recording.